Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at messages from your future self. Now, when it comes to messages from our future self, please make sure if you can and if you want to, you take a little bit of pointers here and there, because especially when it comes to certain advices from our future self and certain mistakes that can happen, and if you are aware of them beforehand, maybe rectifying them in the present moment can actually alter the future, because I always believe we have a free will when it comes to our future. And also because today is Thursday and I was requested to do a reading by Sai Baba, so I'm going to pull a couple of cards about that in the end as well. Now, having said that, you have 3 piles in front of you, so please make sure you pick one that really speaks to you according to feathers or images, or if not, with the assistance of one of these super cute plates. I'll give you some time when it comes to selecting your pile, and then we'll start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've selected pile 1, these are the messages from your future self. Now, your future self is telling you that you are free to live a life that you want to live. Don't think too much about the outcome of things or if certain things will work out or not. If a certain thing is calling to you, please make sure you open your heart and you go in that direction, because for you what is more important is to take different kind of experiences, and don't so much worry about how the dots will connect. You will never know how the dot will connect in the present moment. It is only in the retrospect that you will understand. So as much as you can, experiment, learn languages, take up courses just because you want to take them, and live a full life. That is your job in the present moment, to make choices that you feel are intrinsically right to you and to live freely. Be a free spirit. Don't be afraid of anything. Your life will work out beautifully, is what your future self is telling you. And one more message that is coming forth is, can you please control your shopping habit? Try and not accumulate so many things around you, because in the future it is going to be the job of you in the future to then discard and eliminate those outcomes. So please, your future self is telling you, can you make my life easier and eliminate certain things you don't need and stop buying things you don't need. Okay, that's a very strong message from your future self. Now, your future self is also telling you, can you please relax a bit? Can you just take time to breathe, to enjoy life, to just sit one day not doing anything, just enjoying a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and to just doing things that are bringing you joy. Don't think about money, don't think about the worldly achievements. In the end, it does not matter. Everything that matters is how well you've lived your life. So live it well. Take a break for yourself, not for anybody else, because you deserve it. Okay, don't work too hard. Please make sure you're paying attention to your bodily needs, but please relax. It all works out in the end. Now, your future self is also telling you that you need to let go of control. You need to stop having, these almost like clutches around your present, like this has to be working out this way, this has to be working out this way, my relationship need to look a certain way, okay? Because it doesn't work out that way. Relax, let go of your hold, because in the end everything is working out beautifully. And especially one important message from your future self around your spiritual practices, don't be very rigid, okay? Let things come to you. You just have to sit, breathe, and be mindful of the present moment. Every spiritual experience that you are meant to experience will come to you. You are going to have multiple teachers in your life who are going to be spiritual gurus for you. Let them teach you, is your message from your future self. Let go of control is a strong message that is coming forth. Remember, you are safe and God is forever in our lives, is a message from your future self as well. Now, your future self is also telling you that you have a lot of questions, okay, wherever you are right now. You constantly are asking yourself, why is this happening? Why has that happened? How is this going to work out in the future? All the why The answer for all the why is something you can only get in the future. But at this point of time, your future self is telling you, please make sure you're reading a book that has wisdom. Now this can be ancient wisdom at that, okay? Now this could be in the form of a holy book, like maybe the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, whichever work is really calling to you, know. In fact, this is about getting knowledge about the future through books. Yeah, of course, please make sure you're reading all kind of books, even if this may not be related to what you're doing right now. Spiritually especially, you are going to learn through reading books. That's a message from you. So the answer, it'll almost happen as if you have a question in your mind, you open a book and that will answer your questions like an oracle. Okay, that's a very strong message. So everything is going to come to you, the knowledge is going to come through you through books. Now, your future self is also telling you that sometimes you get too tangled in what is happening right at this moment, okay? You're too much in the situation. So when you feel like certain situations are getting to you, or certain relationships are making you uncomfortable, are making you sad, or making you frustrated, take a step back. Just disconnect from all of those energies, and if you can, go out for a walk or go for a holiday, in fact, because what will happen is, when you go away from your present situation and just live a normal life, and when you come back from those situations, you will realize that your mindset has changed completely. See, sometimes your future self is telling you, what happens for you is, sometimes you get very affected by the current energies around you. Sometimes this can be the energies of planets or the energies of other people around you, and you start thinking very, very negatively. So when you realize that is happening to you, be very, very aware and step away. In stepping away and then looking at the bigger picture before making any decision, you will realize that you have greater amount of clarity in your life. Okay, remember, petty conflicts, petty fights, or petty people, stay away from them. It's not worth your time, and especially stay away from people who create drama in your life, okay? Who don't meet you halfway. That's a message for you from your future self as well. Now, your future self is also telling you, don't make impulsive decisions. Just because something feels right now does not mean that it is right in the long term. When it comes to making any decisions, make sure you're taking at least 2 to 3 days times, and especially do not make any decisions when you're super upset or you're super happy, because you will end up regretting those decisions in the long term. Take your time, think about things again and again, and only then make a decision for yourself. Okay, impulsiveness, impulsive behavior, impulsive shopping, impulsive commitments are something you should absolutely stay away from. That's a strong message from your future self. Now, your future self is also telling you that you need to make sound healing a part of your life. Okay, now sound healing can be in various kinds. Now, of course, this could be actually having the bowl, like the bowl of the one that is used in Buddhist meditations. You can actually use that bowl, or for you can use any kind of sound healing for healing yourself, right? Because in sound, you will not only heal your mindset, but you will also heal your aura, is a message from you. Okay, so sound healing is absolutely crucial for you. And if I don't know if I've been able to really explain to you what I mean by it, so I'm going to leave a link in the description box around the sound bowl. I'm going to leave that just for your convenience if you don't know what I'm talking about. But sound healing is absolutely crucial for your mental setup to be normal, especially during meditation. If you can use it, it'll really, really help. Your anxiety levels is also a message coming forth for you. Now, one more thing that is going to be very important for you is having a crystal clear mind. A mind that is not clouded by strong emotions, because your future self is telling you, pile 1, that sometimes you let your emotions cloud clear and logical thinking. So please make sure when it comes to your everyday life, learn to distinguish between what your emotions are telling you and what the actual reality is. Because the moment you realize to make a distinction between these two, you will realize that your life becomes much more simpler. Do not let your emotions have the best of you, is a message from your future self for you. Now, Okay, your future self is also telling you that very, very soon you are going to get into a committed relationship. And especially for all of those who are single, the romance of a lifetime, the commitment of a lifetime, the one that is going to last for a very long time, is very, very soon coming into your life. So prepare yourself for it. And in a way, forgiving your parents, okay, this can be a very specific message, but forgiving your parents can actually help you heal your relationship with your future spouse. Okay, that's a specific message, but that is coming through as well. Because what happens is, a lot of inner wounds that you are carrying are because of parental relationships, sometimes because of the marriage of your parents, or something to do with parental healing. But that has to happen for your relationships to be successful in the future. And of course, for my friends who are married, your relationship and your commitment need your attention. Okay, so maybe renewing your vows or renewing the way you feel about somebody is something that you need to look into. Yeah. And also, your future self is telling you your work is something that needs to be like worship. Do it as a form of meditation. Do it as something that you absolutely love to do. And once again, it brings me back to the very first message that your future self had for you. When it comes to your work, do something that is making you happy. Do something that is giving you the freedom to express yourself in the fullest. Because what happens is, only if you enjoy the work that you're doing, that you will be able to work even 24 hours a day. And if you are into a job that makes you feel not so good about yourself, you will just not enjoy it. And for you, a part of your life purpose is to perfect your work and to enjoy your work. So your life purpose is very, very closely related to your work. Okay, so I don't really care if you are like 20 or you're 60 or you're 70. Get involved in some kind of work, because working is going to make you feel fulfilled in a very different manner, is a message from you. So doing something that you love can be a part of your future career path, is a message from your future self. And your future self is telling you, having said and done everything, when it comes to the result, surrender it. Just surrender it. Your job, pile one, your future self is telling you, is to live fully, is to live freely, to become a free spirit and not to carry the burden of the world on your shoulder. Live in the present moment. Make mindfulness a daily practice for you. So sit with a cup of coffee, sit with a cup of tea, and just enjoy it without having any other thought. And see how much you enjoy that cup of tea or coffee. Yeah? Breathe. Most importantly, breathe, pile one. That's important. And of course, like I mentioned, I am going to give you a few messages from Sai Baba. So this can be messages for your future as well. Let's see. Protection, isn't that beautiful? You are under Baba's protection and your future is under Baba's protection as well. Don't worry, let go, surrender, Baba has you. Transformation, invite Baba into your heart and home and see the miraculous transformation of your life. So Baba will take care of everything. The only job that you have when it comes to him is to surrender your life to him and to invite him in your home and your heart. I'll give you one more. I love this. Forms of divinity. The divine lies in everyone and everything. Treat all with respect. So most importantly, don't create any karmas when it comes to people. Treat everybody with respect, treat everybody with love, and most importantly, treat everybody equally. That is Baba's message for you today. As always, as I wrap this video up, I am going to leave you with lots of prayers and good wishes for your future. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've picked pile 2, these are messages from your future self for you. Now, firstly, for you, pile 2, your future self is telling you that the career path that you are on is going to change for you. So clearly, whatever you are doing right now, you are about to change it. And in fact, if you are so called to change that path, the new path is going to be filled with joy, abundant and fulfillment for you. So if that is something that you're naturally drawn to, do not be afraid to change your career path for yourself. That's a message from your future self. And your future self is also telling you that do not be afraid to show the world who you really are. Your insecurities, your amazingness, the awesomeness that you are born with, don't be afraid to show it to the world. And in fact, for some of you, if you feel uncomfortable actually talking about your emotions or discussing about plans for your future for yourself, don't do that. See, you are meant to live a life that is yours alone. You are a soul. You are born alone to fulfill some kind of contract with your own higher self. Okay, it has nothing to do with anybody else. So don't be afraid to live an authentic life, is something your future self is also telling you. Now, let me also tell you something that your future self is telling you. All of the needs that you have are going to be met by the divine rather than anybody else. So if you are expecting, when it comes to your relationship, that you are going to be getting love from somebody, you will get love from them, but it is not going to be the love of perfect kind. If you're seeking perfection, perfection only comes from God, because only God, the divine, is capable of that kind of perfection. So all the needs that you are going to be having in this lifetime, they are going to be met by the divine. Remember, abundance, fulfillment, healing, for you, it all comes from divine. Remember that always. The only thing that you have to be careful of is your own karma. Remember, treat people with kindness, treat people with respect, and treat people with honor. That is your job, because you are a soul who is born with karmas to resolve, and do not pick up any additional karmas than necessary, is a message from your future self as well. Now, if your future self is telling you everything that is going to happen in our life is destined, it is written by a hand that we cannot see, and sometimes it also involves a career change, sometimes it involves the change of our path entirely, but trust wherever life takes you, because the place that we've ended up in is magnificent, and the glory of God is only thing that you will be seeing in the end. And your future self is also telling you, please make sure you're working on the connection with your angels. Okay, angelic communication, angelic contact is something that is especially important, and please pile to remember, you do not need any kind of course to connect with angels. You just have to talk to them like you would talk to a friend. That's it. That is all you need. And then open your heart to guidance. Angels speak to you through your own internal voice. That's it. That's all you need to talk to angels. But invite their energies in your life, because they will give you a lot of assistance that you seek. And also, please make sure you have a relationship with Archangel Gabriel. Okay, very specific message, but that is an angel that is going to help you a lot in your future, is a message for you. Now, one more thing that is important for you is, wherever you are right now, there is sort of an imbalance when it comes to your spiritual life and your practical life. So if you are going too much into the realm of spiritual, it will not work for you. For you, it needs to be balanced with your material life, and also your relationships is what I'm getting here. So please make sure whichever is out of balance, you bring it back in balance, but don't go to extremes, because extremism is not your path. Please make sure you maintain a balance between these two things. Now, also, your future self is telling you there is going to be a change of place for you. So the house that you're living in, the place of you living in, that is going to change very, very easily and very quickly, is the message that I'm getting here, because you are meant to move. The place you are in is not a place that you are meant to be in the long run, is what your future self is telling you. So don't try to control things. If your life is wanting you to move in a specific direction, in a specific place entirely, be open to it, because like I said in the very first thing, it is going to bring you abundance and a greater amount of fulfillment than what you're experiencing wherever you are right now. Now, your future self is also telling you that you need to have an altar when it comes to your spiritual practice. But one other strong message is, do not allow anybody else to be a part of your spiritual practice. Do not allow anybody else into your own little spiritual corner or the altar that you create for yourself. Remember, it has to have only your own energies and not the energies of anybody else. It has to be your imprint alone, is a message from your future self. Because what will happen is, because if too many energies come together and get messed up, then it sort of disturbs the balance, it disturbs the harmony, and it disturbs your aura, is a message from your future self as well. But create an altar or a small place for your spiritual practice, for your meditative practice, if you do not have it already, is what your future self is telling you. Now, your future self is also telling you that you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made, the trust that you've given out, and sometimes the thoughts that you've thought about yourself and the harsh words that you've used for yourself. So if you've had moments in your life, in the past, currently, where you've not thought of yourself as the best and the most amazing person ever, that, my dear pile 2, has to change. You need to look at yourself the way God looks at you, the way the angels looks at you, the way your spirit guide look at you, and they look at you as a perfect being. They look at you as a child of God. No child of God is imperfect. So you need to forgive yourself, is something that's coming through as well. Okay, so forgiveness is very important for you. And also, once again, a message is that of travel. So very soon travel is on the cards for you, and not only soon, like not only in the immediate future, in your life you are going to travel a lot. Okay, sometimes you're going to be here, sometimes you're going to be there, but there is a lot of exploration in store for you. So be prepared for the adventure of your life, is what your future self is trying to tell you as well. And your future self is also giving you a very, very strict warning. Can you please maintain a journal, a daily diary of your thoughts, of the places that you visited, of the thoughts that you're thinking, because it is going to help them in the future. Okay, so this, like, please can you just maintain a diary? It will just help us so much. And once again, I'm getting a message about a financial diary as well. Okay, now something that has like a record of things that you've given out and the record of things that you have. Okay, so maintaining a journal and maintaining a diary is crucial message that your future self wants me to deliver to you. And your future self is telling you, can you please be a little bit more confident in your own abilities? Can you just be confident that whatever you set out to do, you will be able to achieve it for yourself? And most importantly, your future self is telling you, you can be anybody you want to be. So don't let the voices of your past or voices of the people who are in your life currently drown your own voice. You can do whatever you like, go in the direction of your dreams, and just live widely. Yet one more message that is coming forth is, you need to also work with Archangel Michael. Okay, because it's like you constantly create karmic patterns that are not necessary for you to create. So especially if you are in healing professions, if you're in professions like, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, if you are a Reiki healer, pranic healer, or tarot reader, oracle reader, whatever kind of reader, please cut those energy cords that are binding you so much. And if you can, just take a break from energy healing. Okay, energy healing, immediate kind of energy healing, because you need to really strengthen your aura before doing anything of that kind, is what your future self is basically here to tell you. Yeah, so please make sure you're paying attention to that. But remember, your future self is telling you it all works out. And especially if you want to change your job or career, now is the time to do that. It's all going to work out in the end. The dots are going to connect in the end. Yeah, remember, it's all written by the hand of God for you. And as I promised, since it is Thursday, I am going to pick out a couple of messages from Sai Baba for your future. So let's see what Baba has to tell you. The power of Udi. Udi is all powerful. Its power cannot be described by words. So especially make sure every day, if you can, use Udi, which is like Vibhuti, the holy ash, to guard your own energies, to protect you. And especially if there's anybody who's struggling from ill health, the power of Udi can help you a lot. And especially for those friends of mine who do not know what an Udi is, so it is like holy ash. Okay, and you can just make it at home. It doesn't have to come from any other place. So if you have some kind of incense in your house. Use that incense, the remains of that incense, not to eat of course, because they have a lot of chemicals, but to use it on your body as a mark. Okay, like a mark like this, use that. Okay, because that will help you heal your energies, and especially your aura, which has been disturbed by healing practices. Be very careful, okay, because if you get sick because of that, it can really be bad for you. And of course, please make sure when you're dealing with people, you recognize people for who they truly are and not for the amazing person that you are, because people can lie to you to your face and you will not know that you're lying. Okay, you're like that kind of a person. So please make sure you're realizing that not everybody has your best interest at heart. Now, you're going to travel a lot. There's an airplane right over my head, and there were like so many travel messages for you. You're traveling, especially overseas. That's a message. Treat all people equally. Once again, do not create any relationship karmas, because they can really harm you. So treat people equally. And last one, your health. Once again, I was really getting a strong indication of health for you. So if you can, 2 ways to cure your health. One is through the power of Udi, and if you cannot manage that, of course you can do japa, which is like taking the name of God, so that your health will improve. And especially since this is a message for your future self, as much as you can, start chanting from today, so that this will act as a preventive measure for your future. And especially for all of my friends who are Hindus, the Gayatri mantra, that is amazing when it comes to your health. Please make sure you chant that, or any holy mantra of God, any holy name of God. It is up to you, your religion and your spiritual belief. Overall, those are the messages from your future self. As always, as I wrap this video up, I'm going to leave you with my blessings, my prayers, and beautiful blessings of Sai Baba forever. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 3, these are the messages that are coming through your future self. All right, now your future self is first of all telling you that you need to take time to relax. Okay, just breathe as much as you can and let go of any burdens that you're carrying. It is not your job to carry the burden of the world on your shoulder, and not even your own burden. There is a divine power much more greater than your own power that is taking care of you. Trust that power. Have belief in that power. That power will take you through everything. That is the message that your future self has for you. Now, your future self is also telling you that when it comes to your work, when it comes to your career, research, reading and education are the way forward. It doesn't matter if you are 12, you're 20, you're 80, you're 90, read. Keep on reading. Keep expanding your knowledge, either if you can read through books or through life. But most of all, this is like actually through books, okay? Education through books. That's very important. And what is important is for you to have confidence in whatever you're learning, okay? Whatever knowledge you're having. Especially for all of my friends who are students, please make sure you're learning something to understand it and not to pass an examination, yeah? It has to be through life. It has to be turning into wisdom. That's a message from your future self. Now, your future self is telling you, can you stop playing it safe? Stop playing it safe. Your life is meant to be grand, so live that way. Take risk. Do things that you've never done and explore a dimension you've never tried before, okay? And once again, your job is outstanding. And you are not just meant for the immediate environment that you're around, you're meant for the world. Your talent is meant for the world. So please make sure you're sticking out of the comfort zone, because the world needs you. That's a message from your future self. Now, one more thing that is especially crucial for you is not to build walls around yourself, especially if you have a tendency to isolate yourself. All my introvert friends out there, including myself, let us unite, but I believe together this time, because you need to ensure that you allow other people in to love you, to take care of you, and most of all, love yourself. Love yourself for whoever you are, and you have to be like your own lover, okay? You have to fall in love with yourself so that others fall in love with you too. Admire yourself. And also, if you guys are sort of having any kind of issues from your childhood, any kind of situations that have left you like not so comfortable or left you feeling incomplete or not whole, that thing is something that needs to be taken care of. Either get the help of a friend or get the help of a therapist. Okay, if you feel like you have issues from your childhood, they need to go. You need to start becoming whole again, is a message from your future self. Now, your future self is telling you that your life that you have right now and the life that you're going to have in the future is different. The way life can be different. Okay, you are almost not going to recognize yourself from the future, and this is almost like you are going to rise to something that you even did not dream of for yourself. Okay, like God is going to honor you, He's going to give you respect, He's going to give you a status that everybody is going to look up and admire you. That's what God is doing in your life. Okay, so you need to almost heal and prepare yourself for that grander life in the future, is what your future self is here to tell you. Be prepared, be prepared. That's the message. Now, when it comes to meditation for you, the answer for you when it comes to meditation is not so much sitting in one place and meditating. If you can achieve it, that is amazing. Do it one step at a time, one step at a time. But unless you can get down to actually that sitting meditation, at least try and meditate by walking. Go for a walk, even if you're walking in your own house, walk and meditate on God. Think about the energy of God. Think about all the beautiful things you associate with God, because that in itself can be meditation as well. And of course, if you want to take up chanting and meditate while chanting, that is great enough. Okay, so if you cannot sit in one place, at least walking meditation every single day or at least 2-3 days a week is mandatory. It's going to help you a lot in the future, is what is being told to you. Now, once again, your future self is telling you, the way you are looking at the world right now is almost like a, caterpillar looking at its world around you. Caterpillar is not yet a butterfly, so it's like almost in its shell or in its cover. And for you, it is important for you to shift your perspective, to still experience the world. But that experience of the world is not happening because you are in your comfort zone. So live out, invite people in, connect with them, go out. Even if you cannot go out, I'm sure you can go out for a walk. Okay, the restrictions are not so much, but you need to be in connection with the world to emerge into this grander vision of you, is a message coming forth as well. And especially for people who are working on home or who intend to have like a setup from home, it may actually help you to actually get out of the house and actually get a physical office somewhere. So that will help you sort of go out, meet people, expand your energies. That's important. Okay, so don't so much stick inside indoors for a long time. Going out, mandatory for you, is what your future self is here to tell you. Now, your future self is also telling you, be careful about money. Okay, now of course this can also be about planning about money, but of course planning your abundance as well. So if you can, just write yourself an amazing check from the universe and stick it on your refrigerator or stick it on your cupboard, whichever place you can see, so that you will know that abundance of this sort is coming in your life. Okay, so you need to have that abundant planning, but of course at the same time, in wherever you are today, you need to have a control over your finances. You need to know where your money is. That's a message from your future self as well. But remember, financially, you are going to get very, very lucky. Yes, and lots of blessings are going to be coming into your life, but that will only come when you accept yourself for who you are and when you truly see yourself for who you are. What is happening for you, pile 3? You maybe are looking at yourself from the eyes of somebody. Okay, see, what happens is sometimes when somebody in our life is always pointing at our flaws, it's but natural to look at ourselves as if we are a very, very flawed human being, and that needs to change. The only eyes that you need to use to look at yourself are through your own eyes. Okay, to fall in love, you need to fall in love with yourself, and then the world falls in love with you. So love, affection, kindness, you have to give it to you. Okay, because that will only help you become whole. If you rely on other people to complete you, it's not gonna work out. Remember that love for you starts with yourself, your inner love, your self-love. That's something your future self is here to tell you. Now, Remember, pile 3, to always do the right thing. You need to do the right thing. You need to walk the path of fairness. Even if nobody is walking it, it is your journey. It is your spiritual journey. Walk it with pride. Walk it as if you are carrying out the mission of God. Do the right thing always. Make sure your compass is always pointing towards the north, is what your future self is telling you. Do the right thing. Walk the right path. And your future self is telling you, even if in the present moment you are undergoing circumstances that are less than ideal, if you feel like, is this mountain ever going to be a mountain that I can climb? It's going to happen. It may take time, but it will happen for you. Don't give up on your dreams. Please make sure you're having dreams for yourself and believe in your own dreams. Nobody else does that. Unless you believe in yourself, unless you love yourself, nobody else falls in love with you. You are going to reach the top. Remember, God is going to grace your life with blessings you cannot even imagine from where you are. Yeah, remember that. No matter how big the mountain is, you can climb it. You have the will of God and you have the blessings of God available in your life. Now, your future self is also telling you that make sure you have the eyes on the highest prize. Don't settle in life. Don't settle for things that you know is not good enough for you. You know you deserve better. Whether this is love, whether this is a home, whether this is any kind of thing that you want for yourself. Remember to aim for the highest thing out there. You have a God greater than any other power in the world who's supporting you, who is your friend in this journey. Trust that God is what your future self is telling you. Your life, pile 3, is meant to be grand because this is just a very spiritually protected pile. God is your champion. You don't need anybody else. That's a very, very strong message that I'm getting here. Now I'm going to give you messages from Sai Baba for your future. Sai Baba is basically telling you that if you want to follow a spiritual path that is unique, follow it. If you want to follow a spiritual path that really takes you to the ultimate goal, follow it. Listen to your heart. Remember, no matter what path you take, you are going to meet that ultimate goal for yourself. All paths are equal and follow it as long as you are happy with it. That's his message for you. Yes, dream. I was telling you, you need to have dreams. You need to believe in your own dreams. And most importantly, whatever dreams you have, write it down. And I am interpreting it as two things, okay? Your own dreams that you have, write it down like a goal, a chart. And secondly, anything that you get information in terms of your dreams, okay? Messages, anything, they are coming from Baba. So trust them, okay? Trust them and trust those messages. Mind Baba. So if you feel like pile 3, you have a mind that is very restless, okay? If you're like, I don't know what to do, is this going to work out? I have no idea where mind is going. Make sure you surrender your mind to Baba and let Baba direct your future and your path. Okay, that's coming forward. I'm going to give you 2 more. Humility, be humble in life, be humble in devotion. Humility, surrendering to God and praying. That's the answer for you. Yeah, God is going to honor you in multiple faiths. Have faith above everything else. That's important for you on your journey forward. As always, as I wrap this video up, I'm going to leave you with nothing but lots of prayers for your future. You're meant for greatness, pile 3. I'll wrap it up with that. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.